Peace, 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 peace,
I speak for the
peace,
five
peace,
he do.
peace, 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 peace.
Whoa, cowboy. Put a collar on that dog, man.
Hold on. I need to see if peace, peace, peace. So I got my setup right now, and I gotta see if it's actually working. So pardon me right quick while I see if it's working. So hold on right quick. Hold on. It's been a minute since I had my whole setup and stuff. So, all right. It's been a minute since I had my whole setup.
I speak for the five he do.
We're back. We're back on it, big baby. Yeah. So we're back in it, back in effect. And I got my setup again. Um, of course, this time is actually not in the office anymore. And so that's also peace. I got my mic back, so I'm sounding clearer. And yeah, I got the look. So peace, peace, peace. Let's see. Let's get the yada I did. So first and foremost, let's put that in there. Let's expand the video. All right, and this is the God of Thon, Master Allah. Why? So peace, 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 peace. Everyone that's hold on. I need to change the mic. I need to change this up a little bit. So pardon if hold on. Yeah, yeah. Okay, maybe we can do it like that. Nah, you can see it. It is shit. So hold on, let me. Peace, peace, peace. All right, I'll just do it like that, and then peace, peace, peace. So those that want to come on, hop on. The link is right there. We can do it like that. Today, I'm thinking it's going to be a long one. And so, hey, look, thank you, thank you, thank you. Normally, when we have the Godathon, we usually go through 120. We quote the whole 120. There's some Godathons, actually, anything that really is past like 4 hours is uh, named a Godathon. And so, yeah, so I'm expecting there to be this to be a long one. I mean, I wouldn't say I necessarily got a whole bunch of time to do it. I am sacrificing certain things to do it. However, it's been a long time. It's been a long time, and I I I think I said I was going to do one for the return of Knowledge Born. We had our cipher for that, but also hitting 400 subscribers, and I think I hit 3 years. I think I hit 3 years. Uh, a while ago, we used to do like two lives a week, Wednesday and Friday. And due to certain scheduling things that I had to do, I took on more responsibilities and other stuff. I had to really shrink it and just do it on Friday. Um, but now, I'm not going to say that we're going to go back to Wednesday. However, we can make something happen. We can make something happen. And so I'm up for it if people want to have more lives. And of course, I'll be more consistent on Friday because a major event happened. Like I was saying, I don't know if y'all saw the the live I did, but it was a major event that happened on Monday that you know that would have changed everything if it didn't go well. And you know everything went well, and so everything was peace. Hold on. Let me. I got to remember all the things. So hold on.
The guy just dropped. That's why I said I don't know if the guys in here smoking right now, man.
Okay, that's Dorkin.
Whoa, cowboy! Put a collar on that dog, man.
I speak for the 5%, he do.
Indeed. Okay, cool, 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 cool. I, bam. So I had to test out some stuff right quick. I haven't used this equipment in a long time, and yeah. So this live normally we when we really get into it, there's usually more people that come, and so I'm going to send out the link to others, and then we'll really get it started. Um, so hold on, we'll really get it started. So Master Allah Why. And peace, y'all. Y'all could say peace to me and all that good stuff, and we can. Let's see. Hold on. Hmm. Almighty didn't even call me yesterday to see if it was going on. I think he probably already knew. I think he probably already knew because my thing's been on. All right, Master Allah Why. As far as me, right? So Master Allah Why. Um, of course, we got that's in our alphabet, supreme alphabet. Master being the 13th, Allah being one, Y being the 25th. And so, you know, master is someone who has complete control over oneself as far as discipline. And a master is someone who has studied an art or a discipline for a certain amount of time. There's certain qualifications that it takes um, to reach master uh, level in different disciplines, right? And so I wouldn't say that when it comes to the 5% that I have done enough to be a master yet. I wouldn't say that for myself. I wouldn't say it for myself. I think that you would need to be you had to have this knowledge more than a decade, uh, maybe even 15, 20 years of actively activating this, applying it mathematically into your life, into the people that surround you. So I would not claim to be a master of this science. Um, I think this science is a lifelong study that you have to dedicate your life, practice it. Uh, and when I mean practice, I mean like uh, Nah, I won't necessarily experimenting, but uh, I guess when I said applying it, that's what I really mean. So when you're doing a discipline, right? Let's say like martial arts, right? When you're in the martial arts world, uh, my big brother always told me, right, that if if you're new to it, right, don't come into the dojo trying to challenge the master. And he would tell me this when there's certain people that he was teaching, right? He was teaching at the time that he was teaching me, talk about White King Allah, and my educator. When he was teaching me, he would tell other people, okay, well, when you go into the dojo, do you automatically go there and challenge the master when you're a new student, right? You would be that would be very egotistical to do that. To come in and feel like at a level to challenge the master when you're new to it, completely new. That's arrogant, right? And it's foolish. And so when and this is a little different because in the science there's no hierarchy, right? Uh, there's no like official leader. You get what I'm saying? There's no leader. There's leaders in the way that okay, you're the best knower in that, right? Like I wouldn't say I don't know if there are chefs in the nation. I don't know. I don't know if there's people that, live or dedicate their life to cooking in the field in the nation, right? But I have. I'm classically trained, a professional, right? I've been in kitchens and, from the busiest kitchens to like, very slow mom and pop kind of thing, right? And so if let's say we're at the show and prove, right? And people are like, okay, what do we need to do to make sure the food is safe? You know, okay, well then I would be the best knower at least in that particular thing. Okay, the chicken it needs to be cooked to 165 degrees at least 165 degrees, right? Beef, uh, like if you want it well done, it would be like 150, 155 kind of thing. You see what I'm saying? And so, don't cross contaminate. I'm vegan, so if you're going to cook this grill, you're going to use this grill to cook like turkey and beef burgers and all that. Uh, maybe just I would cook the veggie burgers first, so that there's no cross contamination. And if there's only one grill, I would scrape the grill off of the meat. If I couldn't do the veggie first, I'll scrape the meat off first, and then put some lighter fluid on the fire or the coals, and have the fire burn off the excess stuff. You see what I'm saying? And so I'm not going to claim to be a master of cooking, right? I'm not going to claim to be that because I haven't went to a level in the culinary field to call myself a master, right? Uh, and I haven't been in the culinary field long enough to be like, okay, I'm a master at that. But I may be the best knower when it comes to food if we're at the show and prove, and we want to make sure that everybody is healthy and nobody want to get food poisoning and stuff like that, right? Uh, just the nature of our dietary laws, certain stuff is going to be peace. You see what I'm saying? Like we don't got to worry about uh, crustacean and trying to keep that to temp, right? We don't got to worry about certain things to keep the temp uh within our nation at our nation events, right? Um, and so if I'm there, I would be the best knower, right? I barbecued, I cooked a lot, I did a lot of stuff with food. So I don't know if there's anyone that, has as much expertise in the culinary field as me. But I wouldn't say I'm a master. I may be the best knower at that time in that place. You see what I'm saying? And so I would say that cooking is a trade. Learning culinary is a trade, right? Because you can go anywhere in the world, and as long as you know the certain techniques to cooking, you can live and make a living anywhere in the world. So that's one of the reasons why. And this is before I even got the knowledge. I went to culinary school to learn how to cook. It's because I could take it anywhere in the world and cook. You see what I'm saying? And so and the whole point of me saying is we're dealing with master Allah why, and I'm breaking it down, right? And so um like I said, they're being the best knower in a certain situation, right? And so if there are, I'm going to default to that person because I know that person is the best knower. You see what I'm saying? Like, okay, I know how to cook. I'm pretty good at it, right? I'm pretty good at cooking, pretty good at writing. You see what I'm saying? Um, However, I may not be the best knower when it comes to and I'm pretty good at like creating and hosting events, right? I created events from the ground up, and I'm pretty successful at running events, from big events for thousands of people, small events for like 5 people that came. Um, However, when it comes to like, okay, um, nonprofits, I'm not the best knower, right? When it comes to this nation's history, 5% history, I'm not the best knower. There's people that we call historians that study this nation's history, and depending on how long they dedicate their life, they're the master of that. You see what I'm saying? They're the master of that. And so you when we dealing with master, we dealing with someone that, one, has complete control over oneself, and we have someone that's qualified in a certain discipline, qualified to teach in a certain discipline, right? Oftentimes, like in martial arts, depending on what school or what ideology, school, practice, or whatever, oftentimes there's like black belts or purple belts or whatever. You get to a certain level to where, okay, you're proficient enough at this to teach other people or to start another school. right? And so, as a 5%er, I don't know if there's anything like that in our nation. I know it's teach what you know from the first day. If you're if you can pass on the knowledge, right? Because like when I got the knowledge, I was excited, and so I told all my friends. I even brought my god brother to see my educator. Once I was getting, I didn't even get into. I don't even know if I got in 120 yet. If I did, I was in the student enrollment. But I was so excited at this science, I was like, I was telling my friends, and I was not successful in bringing them to the knowledge. I wasn't successful. Yeah. And so, um, but in this nation, like, you were encouraged to teach what know, to encourage to teach what you know. Even if it's like, okay, you got the supreme mathematics, and you may not have uh you know it, but you're not at the point where you can apply it in your everyday life, right? But you got knowledge, and you're really solid in knowledge, right? The principle, the universal law of knowledge. You're pretty good at it, and so you can teach that. You see what I'm saying? And so we're not saying that, okay, you gotta learn for 20 years before you can start teaching. We encourage you to teach. And so Allah is God. Allah is all in all, right? And so for this month, I knew that I was dealing with something, uh, you know, serious, and something that a lot of parents are afraid of dealing with. You see what I'm saying? And so it's something dealing with my child. And so I always say you gotta be the God during the good and the bad. See what I'm saying? Like you just don't you're not just God when the wine is flowing, when the music is blowing, and your mathematics, everything is showing. Yeah, I just figure out your rhyme, right? And so you also gotta be the God or earth during the bad times. You gotta stand up and be accounted for during the bad times. And so Master Allah, why? You see what I'm saying? Allah is God. And for me, I have to be the all in all. And the all in all is to be the God during the good and the bad, the positive and the negative, the easy and the trying, from the highest to the high and the lowest to the low. That for me, that's how I see God in my mathematics. I see Allah in my alphabets. You God, right? And you've got to show and prove by your ways, actions, and inactions, right? So if your family is struggling, you got to be the God. You see what I'm saying? Whether it is like, look, you got to tell those people what they want to know, what they need to know. I wouldn't go down that way. How about this way, right? Because let's keep it 100. People come to God for things, even the religious folks. Yeah, they praise God, but in that prayer, they like, look, God, let me get this raise. Let me ace this math test, right? And so, you know, this is knowledge itself. And so you have to know what yourself, do the knowledge to yourself, right? But for me, how I apply my mathematics alphabets and this knowledge, it's not only to benefit me, it's to benefit those around me, like my family, teaching them how to eat to live, teaching them how to think, how to learn, how to live a healthy and long life. Then after you have a certain influence on your family, you do it to the community. That's what Allah did. He didn't keep the knowledge to himself. He gave it up. At least that's what the history that was revealed to me. That's how we got the knowledge. He didn't keep it to himself. He passed it on. He gave it to the young, and then that in turn influenced the community. That's what it means to be God. That's what it means to be Allah. Stand up and be accounted for. You got to master oneself. In this culture of I God, right? Um, it's about mastery, mastering oneself. See what I'm saying? And so, yeah. And why? For what reason? And for what reason do I need to be the master of oneself? And so, because I can influence those around me. You know what I mean? So I can build my life and build those around me. Right. And so that's how I see this month. This month was the 12th. Last Monday was a hard day. It was a hard day. And so, but everything is peace. Because if it wasn't, I would have I would have disappeared. Probably wouldn't have heard from me in a long, long. I know sometimes I don't come on for months, but I probably would have deleted this channel and I would have been gone. Not out of the nation. I wouldn't have left the nation, but I would have been gone for a while. And so, but yeah, that's almost 30 minutes of me talking about this live and the idea, my breakdown of Master Allah Wah. And you know, it's I'm used to people coming on and at least saying peace, because there's a few people on here and nobody said peace. So I don't know if y'all 5%ers or not, but we greet each other in peace and we make knowledge born. You see what I'm saying? That's what knowledge is, to be aware. Peace. What's up? You said to pick us up. Who's us? Huh? Pick you up in the mirror. Yeah, I don't know about that. Hmm? We'll see. Cause is your room clean? Hmm. We'll see. All right, you guys go ahead. Hmm? Okay. All right. Peace. Yeah. So, my plan is to have a godathon, but to have a godathon, we need to have people come on, because I've never had a godathon by myself. that kind of defeats the purpose. And so here's the link. Uh, and yeah, and we can if you got any questions for me, that's usually how it kind of starts. Is some people have questions for me, and then we do it. But if it's 30 minutes and no comments, even though there's been quite a bit of people, and so we get to a point where it's like 45 minutes and nobody's saying nothing, then we I'm just gonna have to uh turn this off. Because I was expecting there to be a gothon, but if it's just me, and there's been lives where I'm the only one on and talking, and but I'm talking to the people. Um, but yeah. So is there anything y'all want to build on? Any topics y'all want to talk about? I know some people are at the justice, they're at work, and so like I was saying, I don't know if y'all was in when I said it. A gotathon is usually when we have like what 4 hours, at least 4 hours. There, my longest gotathon was 8 hours long. We were on for 8 hours building on different topics, and so usually the gotathon we go through 120. Uh, we go from knowledge to Pluto, um, meaning the supreme mathematics all the way to the ninth degree in the solar facts, which is Pluto, and how many miles away it's from the sun. And so, and even if, um, like, even if you don't have, 'cause whoops, for myself, we've had people that didn't know the all of 120, and they went to where they where they were at. Excuse, like if you're only on the let's say the knowledge equality degree in a 140, then you would say, like, if you're just on the question, you can skip that. But if you have most of the degree, then we'll okay, you go ahead, like, who's the 5% on this poor part of planet Earth? And then you would need to quote the degree. And then when it's we would skip you because we know that that's the degree that you're on, and so we will keep going, and then you have the option to stay on the live and finish it out with me with us, or you know you can hop off. All right, so it's 33 minutes. No one has said even peace yet, and I mean it's looking like it's going to be a short one. Because if that's the case, I can do what I was going to do anyway, and do it like that. So yeah, we might actually this might actually work out. It won't be a godathon, I tell you that. But yeah, I don't know where people at because Peace. Yeah. So I had to call someone up right quick, and yeah, I mean, get the show on the roll. Mm, where's it at? Oh, that's in Seattle. All right. So we're just waiting for people to come in, and let's get this gothon started. I call Big Bro Almighty Divine, and he's usually my partner when we go through these gotathons and stuff, and then other people come on, and we do it like that. All right. So uh, I see one person in. So any questions? Anything y'all want to build on? Uh, yeah, it's like 37 minutes and no comments. That's probably a first. That's probably a first for me. I don't know if people are like just watching to see what I'm going to say. If I want, say something. But yeah, peace, peace, peace. Yeah, pardon self. Had to regulate some of the kids. So peace. So what y'all want to talk about? Any questions? Peace, 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 peace. Any questions? You know, comments? What y'all want to talk about? Uh, talk about degrees. We could talk about mathematics. We could talk about uh, because the a godathon. We talk about any topic that comes to mind, and I mean usually there's a there's a topic, and then we talk about it for a long time, and then but like we like today's degree in the 140 was the 5% on this poor part of planet Earth. Okay, all right. Like a question would be okay, because there was a live that I did a long time ago, and we talked about the 5% and whether or not there were 5%ers before the law's 5%. And we had a long discussion, and we yeah, it was a classic. It was a classic. Oh, actually, Let me hit up my bro. All right. So, for example, like one of the questions of the 16th degree is um, when you really get into it. Okay, otherwise known as Muslims and Muslim sons, right? And so, even though Elijah answered that question, do they, uh, in this day and time, are they still 5%ers? And the Muslim and Muslim sons, are they 5%ers? Were they 5%ers at a time, and they're no longer 5%ers? Because we're the 5%ers that live that we Allah is the one who produced the 5%, right? And we took it further, right? Because it's um, poor righteous teachers who do not believe in the teaching of the 10%, who are all wise and know who the true living God is, and teach that the Almighty true and living God is the Son of Man, the supreme being, black man of Asia, who teaches freedom, justice, and equality to all human families of the planet Earth, otherwise known as civilized people, also Muslims and Muslim sons. Peace. And so, you know, uh, just based on that definition, we as a 5% nation, right, a lost 5%, uh, we did that, and then plus more, because in that degree it doesn't say uh specifically targeting the young, right? That's a cultural thing that Allah started, and that we culturally, you know, teach the young and influence the young, right, to do civilized and positive things. And so that's not in uh it's not in the 16th degree, right? It's starting with the young, building a nation with the young. That's a cultural thing. That's a cultural thing, right? Right. See, so that's a so that's the topic. God of Thon, Master Allah Y. Already broke down Master Allah Y. And so culturally speaking, right, we are the 5%. This culture is I God, right? Or I self Lord and Master, right? You know, some people say. And so but in that degree, in the 16th degree, it doesn't talk about certain cultural things that we do. Who the 5% on this poor part of planet Earth? They're the poor righteous teachers who do not believe in the teachers of the 10%, who are all wise and know who the true living God is, and teach that the Almighty true living God is Son of Man, the supreme being, black man of Asia, who teaches freedom, justice, and equality to all human families of the planet Earth, otherwise known as civilized people, also Muslims and Muslim sons. Right? Peace. And so, in that degree, it talks about, you know, A 5 percenter is someone who teaches who God is and does not believe in the teachings of the 10%. So, what's some of the teachings of the 10%? This is another question to build on today's degree. What's the teachings of the 10%? Separation, right? Well, that's Jacob's teachings, right? And so, and that was another topic is Jacob, the father of the 10%. And so, what's some of the teachings of the 10%? Religion, separation, uh, and of course, like I that's a bigger conversation if the 10% and Yakub scrap the devils uh are made devils, right? Are real devils if they're all one and the same, if they're working together. See what I'm saying? That's a different topic. And so when I had the topic of is Yakub the father of the devil, that was a different topic. And so some of the teachings of the 10% is separation, separating the original people. It's um, you know, um religion. Religion is a teaching of the 10%. And so how could you be a 5% if you deal with religion? That's a teaching of the 10%. See, the 5% don't believe in the teachings of the 10%. We are all wise and know who the true and living God is, and teach that the Almighty true living God is the Son of Man, Supreme Being, Black Men of Asia. You see what I'm saying? And so, you know, these are some of the things that in a cipher we would build on. Okay, well, how you see today's degree, and we will build on that. Okay, so it's been 47 minutes into this live, and not one person said peace. One person made knowledge born that uh you know and so at about what when it hits 50 minutes I'm gonna turn it off. And so like that's what like 2 minutes. And so in 2 minutes I'll turn it off, and then I'll have to change the name because this not a dotathon. And so but like I was saying, so we got like 2 minutes left. And so like I was saying, we'll be building on today's degree, and we'll each give our different perspective of the degree, and say how we see it. That's another cultural thing. And so culturally speaking, we went beyond just the 16th degree, right? Because 120 doesn't stop with the 16th degree. You see what I'm saying? And so it doesn't even stop on the 40th degree. What would be your reward in regards to destruction of the devil? See, and so it doesn't stop with um the actual facts. It ends at the end of solar facts. And then you keep learning. 120 is not the end all be all. And so in 1 minute I'ma shut it down because you know 50 minutes, no comments, no nothing. And it's supposed to be a godathon. Yeah. So yeah. And so yeah. So peace to everyone that was watching, and so yeah, that's how we're in a cipher. I would ask you how you see today's degree, alphabet, or today is the mathematics, alphabet, and then the degree. And so yeah, but it was a good one. Um I was ready to do a godathon, but yeah, I'm not gonna keep doing it, and we're so I catch y'all next week. Peace to the gods, peace to the earths, peace to the babies. There's 6 people in. Nobody said peace. Look, did y'all not like me? Y'all not like me? Come on now, it's wise Prince of Love. I'm the God, baby. And so, yeah, so, you know, um, yeah. So I'm gonna catch you next week. Uh, we could possibly do a God call next week. Willfully that there'll be some participants and we can have a real build and shit. So I'll catch y'all next time. Peace to the gods, peace to the earth, peace to the babies, man. Peace to the babies. Peace to the civilized, peace to the uncivilized. Is it uncivilized? They need more. Peace.